Welcome, and thank you for joining us here at the Teapot of Terror. We're your hosts. I'm Emily Newcomb.
And I'm Kat Glaze.
Let's get into it.
God, Emma. Hi, it's me, Kat. I am here by myself for this little segment because during the recording process, unfortunately, our resident tiny terrorist, who I'm staring at right now, and she's looking at me like she's super innocent and has done nothing wrong, stepped all over the keyboard, and I didn't realize that she had hit the mute button on our mics, so we lost all of our brilliant commentary and our tea analysis and just all the things that you live for. So here I am, recording this on my own so that you can hear about tea. I know, womp womp. Anyway, we both decided to pair chai tea with our viewing of The Open House, and rightly so, as chai tea is a spicy tea, and we have some spicy opinions about this particular movie. So I typically like the Twinings Ultra Spice as my bagged tea of choice, and I typically put like 2 bags in there because I like it ultra spicy. And I think Emily used our Trader Joe's powdered version of their chai tea, and she really liked it. Although I have had this in my cupboard for a while and not used it more than once myself because the last time I mixed it together, it was like clumpy and weird. But Emily is a kitchen witch and she made it work and it tasted incredible. So, anyway, we love chai tea, and if you are interested in either of those, I will link them in the description of our podcast. We hope that you enjoy our episode, and I make no apologies for how spicy this episode gets. It deserves it.
Now, go put on your comfy pants, grab your favorite mug, because the kettle is on, and this teapot is full of terror. Kat, I feel like you gotta start us off on this one because I'm still seething a little bit. What did we just watch? The Open House.
The Open
That's what
House.
it's called.
This is from 2018. We watched it on Netflix. Livid. Livid is the word, but also the actual. What the
I'm
fuck?
angry. Let me just say, I spoke the words. I'm gonna be fucking furious if we don't see who's doing all this shit at the end.
And here we are.
Fucking furious.
Fucking furious. So let's start at the beginning. First of all, through this entire experience, and you will see in our clips that we post on Instagram, I say multiple times over and over, this movie's going really slow. Like, what's, I'm invested, but,
like, she is a slow burn.
she's a slow burn.
I mean, we paused it. I would say, I think when I paused it and I was like, oh, there's 15 minutes left. That's when I was like, oh shit, all hell is breaking loose.
Yeah, but I wouldn't even say it was 15 minutes. I would say
Truly.
it was the last 10. And then,
yeah.
not even that, like,
The last 7 minutes of this is when everything really just fell apart.
and we both are very not okay. So,
we ended this movie and Kat said, we need to immediately record this
I was like,
podcast."
don't say a word. Don't say a word.
Save it.
We're podcasting this. Don't say a word. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know where to start.
This boy and his mom and dad, he is an only child. And the acting in this is very good.
Yeah.
We're not talking about that.
We're not here to talk about acting.
We're not here to talk about that.
I'm not even here to talk about anything else.
I am here to talk about the fact that this poor boy goes through so much trauma.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, his dad gets run over
In front of him.
in front of him.
No murderous intentions, just a tragic accident.
Right. So they end up going to his aunt's, like, winter cabin, which, let's be real, this winter cabin is a fucking mansion. And they end up going to her house. Well, her house is being sold, like, so they're doing open houses and things, thus the name Open House. And so, like, once a week, they have to, like, leave the house, and the realtors come in and they let people
Yeah, it's like
from
10
around the
a.m.
house.
to 5 on
Right.
Saturdays or something like that.
mind you, they're both actively grieving because, mom's lost her husband, he's lost his dad, like their whole life has been upended, and now
Mhm.
they're at this remote McMansion in the woods.
Yeah.
And but this house is huge, okay? The
It's
house is
too
huge.
big.
It's too big, and from the jump, we were both like, "Where's the basement?"
Right, literally. I see y'all exploring the house. Where's the
Where's the
basement?
basement? Because
Because it's either going to be in the attic or the basement where everything goes down.
hmm
Twas the basement.
there's so much rage going through my body because I'm also, as I'm processing and saying this out loud, there are massive plot holes in this.
Big.
Like, just fucking enormous. Stick an entire human through.
Mhm.
But that's not the point. The point is that this slow burn becomes because the family has allowed strangers into their home. And in one of the scenes where the realtors have let prospective buyers into the home, you see these ladies and exit a back door to go theoretically out into the backyard.
Mhm.
And through the back door, you see a man come in with boots on.
You only see him from like his mid shin down. So you
Correct.
only see these like black cargo pants and boots.
hmm
Instantly, we were like, your stance is off. I don't like it.
we were both like, and there he is. There's our bad
Suspicious.
guy. Um, so fine, right? But then creepy things start going off the house. There are thumps in the night. There are grinding things in the night. All the things you expect from a horror movie, of
Mhm.
course. Um, but other than that, it's kind of like chill. They're having some interpersonal conflict
Mhm.
because they're both missing,
Like they're both going through grief in very different
different
ways.
ways, but it's kind of slow. And I tell Emily on multiple occasions, this is kind of slow. I'm here. I'm invested. I
Right.
want to know who's making all these noises. And
Mhm.
obviously, we think it's this other bad guy, but we don't know who that is. Like
We've met several strangers at this point, and we're all
several
like,
strange
everyone
characters.
is weird. Everyone they've met in this town is weird enough to be like, you could be doing some weird, shady shit in the night, I guess.
Right. So one of the first characters they meet is this lady named Martha, and she knows them by name because she says, "Well, your sister sent me a photo of you guys, so I knew exactly who you were when you stopped for eggs and milk
Right.
before you even arrived in town, technically."
Mhm.
And they were like, "Oh, okay, that's a little
Weird,
strange."
but all right.
Well, and then that night she like knocks on their door or calls them immediately to make sure that they've gotten in okay, and it's super
Mhm.
weird because she's calling a landline in the house, which don't get me started on that phone.
It's like the rotary dial phone, so it's got
Yes.
like the distinctive ring, 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 ring. Yeah.
Upsetting, right? And we are clearly in the age of cell phones. Point being, we meet some crazy characters. We also meet a secondary character by the name of Chris, who, for all intents and purposes, kind of seems like a nice guy, but he's kind of creepy too. He,
It's I think it's creepy from from the female perspective of this guy just like
mm,
being sort of like very he was coming on to her a little strong for my
aggressively
taste.
kindly.
Yeah, like nothing seemed red flaggy, but from a if I was in her perspective, I'm a woman who is now just grieving my husband's untimely death from an accident. You could feel her caution of being like, I am not terribly comfortable with getting too personally familiar with you. I've got my son here. Like, we're just trying to get through this time in our lives. I'm not looking to introduce anybody else into the picture.
Right.
And he just sort of keeps showing up.
Including knocking on their door asking for a walkthrough of their home when the realtors aren't there. And the weird thing is she kind of lets him. Like, I'm
The
like,
way I would
where is
never have done that.
literally that? I'm like, where is your woman?
Right.
Where,
Where's that
where?
sixth sense of like, no, I don't think I should let this strange man come and wander about my home.
Yeah,
And they just like go about their business. And at one point, the son's like, "Is what's his butt still here?" And she's like, "I don't know. I'm pretty sure he left." Girl, what?
I could never. The way
You
I
mean
could never.
I would have kept tabs on this man. I would have walked through this building with him.
I wouldn't have let him in the front
I mean,
door, but
true.
they were
Right.
trying to set up that he could possibly be the bad guy
Mhm.
because we see him go into the basement, but we
Mhm.
don't see what happens after that.
No.
Now multiple times throughout the movie, we have to go down into the basement because the pilot light keeps getting turned off, and it's actively being turned off, not just like blown out. For those of you that know anything about a
Mhm.
pilot light,
For the
um,
water heater. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yes, this particularly has an on-off knob, so every time she goes down there when the cold water happens during her shower, which we get a gratuitous mom butt shot in this. If nudity is not your thing,
There is
just be
some.
aware. You get some nice side boob, and you also get a nice
A full butt.
butt shot of mom in the shower.
Absolute full
I was
moon.
like, all right, good for
Right.
you,
Pop off,
good for
mom.
you, pop off, mom. But also, it was gratuitous.
It
We
seemed unnecessary.
really
There
did
really
not need
wasn't
it.
a reason. Yeah.
We
No.
could have absolutely interpreted that, she was
She's
running.
showering naked
She's
like a normal human.
right.
Weird.
She's showering, and also like we could have been like, she could have been like, "Oh my god, the cold water," and I never needed to see her butt. But cool, fine, whatever.
Right.
So she has to go downstairs in a towel, no shoes, which don't talk to me
Again,
about
would
that.
not have been me.
Would not have been me. To turn this light back on multiple times.
Hmm.
So she gets mad at her son for it.
The
And
first time she goes down there, she's doing it, and the basement door slams and
mm-hmm,
leaves her in the dark down there. And she assumes it's her son
yep,
up to some bullshit.
right. Because he's not happy about their current situation. He's a senior in high school, and he wants to graduate, and
With his,
with
yeah.
his class, and his mom has hauled him up to, bumfuck nowhere,
Mm-hmm.
and he's not happy about it. Fine,
Mm-mm.
whatever. What gets me is that in all of this, he's telling her these weird things are occurring, and
Mm.
she's kind of like, well, this is how it is right now because we don't have any money to go and do anything else.
Right.
We have to live on my sister's charity
For now.
for now because unfortunately this is our life,
Right.
and
This is
your
not ideal.
father kind of screwed things over for us.
Mm-hmm.
Heated words are exchanged. They are very upset with each other, so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
Again, throughout all this, Martha shows up again,
With
just
banana bread.
and contradicting herself, saying her husband has died. Her husband hasn't died. We find out that she's got Alzheimer's, so that's why she's contradicting herself. So just like weird little things as you're going and you're trying to put the pieces together. Okay. Now, from our perspective, we had to actively take a break. We got snacks, blah, blah, blah. We come back to the bed and we're just theorizing, right? We're like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, well, it could be this person, could be that person. We're putting all these pieces together, coming up with all these theories about how it could possibly end. And when I tell you, we don't know.
We were left with literally zero answers.
We
I don't know where Martha fits in this.
don't know who the fuck did this. And at the end of the movie, spoilers because this movie came out in 2018.
You're still left with we never see the face of this
Never, not once.
murderer.
We know he's a white man because you see his hands.
True. Mind you, quite literally 24 hours ago, I got LASIK surgery.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea that this movie, when I picked it, was going to highlight the fact that this son has shit vision. Like, we see him taking his contacts out early on in the movie, and I was like, I already don't like this. I'm still, my brain is still trying to wrap around the fact that people were up in my fucking eyeballs yesterday.
Well, and if you are an avid horror watcher, if any one body part is focused on early in the movie,
You know.
you know something is going to happen to that body part.
You are
Like-
already heightened aware, like, oh God.
So quite literally, you're watching him close eye take out his contacts, and you're just like, something is going to happen to your eyes later. Great.
Sure enough.
We jump forward to Chris again coming into the situation, right?
Chris being that guy that was very friendly with the mom.
Being very friendly with the mom.
He gives her his number and says, hey, if y'all need anything, give me a call.
So Logan does. Logan is our
The son.
our male protagonist here. Logan calls him and says, I'm creeped out. They have come home from a day away from the house to Silent Night blaring in the living room and the table set for
three.
dinner for 3 people,
Mm.
and the
And-
phone literally sitting on the table, ringing,
Mm-mm.
and no one answers.
Mm-mm.
When she picks up the phone and says hello, nobody's there. Okay, cool. We all know that trope in a horror movie. We've been there. That's not necessarily the scariest part. The scariest part for me is like, why are you playing Silent Night?
Right.
That was horrible.
Like, the way I would have just simply gone back in the car and been like, looks like we're staying
In a
anywhere else
hotel.
but this.
And he says, we got to get a hotel, Mom. After
have
they've
to.
called the cops, and the cops are like, well, there's nothing we can do.
Right.
He's like, we got to get a hotel. And she goes, we can't afford it. Sorry, we got to spend the night here, dude. So Logan calls Chris. And prior to calling Chris, his mom has said, you can spend the night in here with me.
Right.
And,
Yeah, we can bunk up.
We'll bunk up together tonight because we're creeped out. Logan calls Chris. They do a sweep of the whole house around
Mhm.
it just to make sure nothing's terrible. And they set Chris up
In the living
with
room.
in the living room, a little, you know, on the couch.
Mind you, at this point, Kat and I are like, yeah, we're sure it's Chris. He's the thing that's going bump in the night.
Mhm. Mhm. Because we know somebody is in the house. We have seen at multiple points shadows
Mhm.
walk past door frames. We know
Right.
somebody is in the house, and you will
Mhm.
see us react to those things in our clips. I think they're pretty freaking funny.
Yeah. We were so sure.
We were so sure. Well, then, so we're like, all right, great. Well, something goes bump in the night, and Logan goes to investigate. And he comes downstairs, and sure enough, Chris is not on the couch. And he's like, Chris, where are
At
you?
this point, I'm so certain. I'm like, it's Chris. Chris is the
Yeah,
murderer.
we have been set up to believe that.
Mm.
And then all of a sudden, standing in the foyer, you like the view of Logan is he's standing there looking at this empty couch, and behind Logan, I realize the front door's open. And I smack Emily. I'm like,
Mhm.
the front door's
Mhm.
open.
I get a beat up during these.
I love you so much. You're
I
so
love
sweet.
you.
The front door is open, and all of a sudden, you hear the car is playing music, and
And the lights are on.
the
The hazard
lights are
lights are
on, and the
blinking.
engine is running. And he approaches the car slowly. He goes out to the car, and slowly his horror grows as he realizes Chris is in the front seat of their car with his throat slashed. He's dead.
He's
Chris
dead.
is dead. And just before Logan can turn around, he gets
His
his own head smashed into the side of the car and
right.
water dumped on him. Now, mind you, we are in the frigid mountain temperatures, and
Mm.
it's at nighttime. So Emily and I both thought he was getting gas
Yeah,
dumped on him at first, but then we realized, whoa, water's way more effective.
which was only mildly amusing because earlier you had predicted, you were like, I think this whole house is going to get set on fire. And
I
so when
did.
we thought he was getting gasoline dumped, we were like, oh shit, your prediction. It might be
Yeah,
coming
it
true
might be
right
coming
now.
true right now.
No gasoline,
but
only water.
but nobody lit on fire. Cut to the mom asleep in bed.
Oh my
And
god.
this, for me, was more horrifying than what comes after, which was pretty dang horrifying.
Mm-hmm.
But she's in bed asleep, and you see the shadow figure, who is a full grown man,
Mm-hmm.
enter the room in darkness, go around to the side of the bed that theoretically Logan would have been sleeping on, and crawl into the bed with her. And then you see him put his fingers, interlace his fingers, and put them over his stomach. I don't know why that creeped me the flip out.
I
I was
think
like,
honestly because it just gave like this air of like he was literally waiting. Like he wasn't just getting
literally,
cozy. He was just going to lay there and wait for her to figure out that
he was
that
there.
wasn't her son.
Well, then she wakes up and gets up to go to the bathroom.
She gets
Okay.
up to pee, comes back to
Comes back.
bed.
He's still laying there. And the worst part is that you watch him lay there in the
Doesn't move.
dark. He does not move. And he just lays there as you're listening to her go to the bathroom and then come back to the bedroom. Well, then she's laying there and she's like, oh, I can't really sleep. So she turns on her bedside table and pulls up these photos that she's taken. She's going through the pictures and seeing the ones that she took. And suddenly she's realizing some of these pictures on her camera are of her sleeping. Oh, and then there's Logan
Also
sleeping.
sleeping.
And she's like, I did not take these. And she freaks out in just enough time for him to attack her and throw her to the ground and knock her out,
Hmm.
right?
Next we see she's opened her eyes and she is
Tied to a chair.
bound, legs and ankles,
Yes.
to a rocking chair.
Hmm. In a upstairs room of the house.
Mhm.
Mind you, her bedroom is downstairs.
Mm.
So he's had to lug her upstairs
Mm-hmm.
to this separate room. Um
Ooh.
and when I tell you there are two things that I cannot handle in horror. I handle them because I love horror, but
Mhm.
they give me the huh so
And they
quickly.
and the
Is
clip you will see we both got the
yeah,
real bad.
eye injuries and finger injuries.
Mm-hmm.
If it has anything, I am.
And this movie has all of it.
As a violinist, I see the thing happening and I'm going, I
Right.
would never recover. Anyway, not the
And as
point.
someone who previously had shit vision, eye injury, anything to do with the eye, really is
We
unsettling.
are just hitting it both out of the park with this one
We didn't even
today.
mean to. We had no
No.
idea. The universe is so cute like that.
Ugh. So she's tied up. She sees him appear, and again, we get no view of him
Mm-mm.
other than to see his
Like
white
his
man
chest
hands.
down. Yeah.
Yeah. We just knows he's kind of a big burly man,
Mm-hmm.
definitely older from what you can
Mm-hmm.
tell from his hands. And that's when it makes me think that, oh, is this Martha's dead husband
Who isn't really dead.
who isn't really dead? And okay, and you're like, sir, surely we're gonna figure this out, right? Surely we're gonna figure this out.
Right. We start theorizing, okay, what are the other characters that we've seen? We've seen the plumber, maybe it's him. Well,
Yeah.
Chris is dead, so it's not him.
Yep.
Who else?
So at this point, she is screaming like, Logan, please come.
Yeah.
And Logan's
Unconscious.
unconscious, freezing his butt off outside.
Right.
Okay. He's,
So this intruder,
I can't even say it.
okay, so I'll do it for us. So this intruder, as she's screaming, first of all, bludgeons her across the face,
Yeah.
like wallops her, and then goes about breaking all of her fingers individually.
Individually.
Not just once, not just like one wham bam. It was each finger crack, 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 crack.
And this was with his hands. It's not like he was hammering her
Nope,
fingers or
just
anything.
grabbing them and
Bending them backwards.
it was awful.
Ugh.
So she's like knocked out of her chair, fingers broken. He tosses a knife down to her for her to be able to like
Untie herself or cut herself loose.
and that's when I'm just like, whoever this was doing torture on them.
This was sadistic because
Yeah.
obviously she couldn't
She couldn't
manage grabbing
Right.
anything because her fingers are all bent backwards. Cool.
But luckily, at this point, Logan finally regains consciousness.
I don't know if luckily is
No, you're right. Perhaps unluckily, Logan regained consciousness and, in his hypothermic state, starts trying to stumble back into the house. He hears his mom screaming. He finally finds her and gets her untied.
Except that he's like, we need to call the police. We need to get out of here. And she
Right.
goes, he's going to come back.
Right.
And their tires have been slashed on the vehicle. Mind you, that Chris is also dead in
Yeah.
because his throat has been slashed.
So there's no easy way away from this house now.
No,
It's going to be by foot.
completely. So he goes
He leaves his mom behind and he
goes
runs
back downstairs to go try to find their cell phones. Both cell phones, incredibly, have no SIM card anymore.
Dun,
they're
dun.
they're toast.
Mhm.
He runs for the old phone that we previously hated.
Mhm.
It's dead. Nothing works. So he runs back upstairs because he hears his mom
starting to
scream.
again.
And she's not there anymore. She has been dragged down to where? Where am I?
The basement.
Because of course. So they have to go down to the basement again. He goes
At this
down.
point, he's holding the knife.
Yes, he's
got one little steak knife.
So he's got this knife in his hand, and I say to Emily, he's gonna stab his mom. He's gonna stab his mom with that knife.
This is
That's what's gonna happen. It's
stabbing.
gonna be an accidental stabbing. Sure enough, he comes around a corner.
Mom accidentally lunges at him from the dark.
Scares the crap out of us.
Sure enough.
And sure enough, Mom gets stabbed.
In the gut.
Called it. And her last words are run. And then
Mhm.
it slowly pans up to this.
You see a figure behind her.
Standing behind her. And
still can't see his face.
And Logan runs. But you have to remember, he's hypothermic. He gets to the kitchen area, up the stairs.
Almost makes it out the back door. And gets yoinked back.
Yep. This man catches up with him, and one of the most horrific fucking things then occurs. And it isn't even like it's not an injury.
It's not. It's just creepy.
It's just creepy as fuck. This man literally
holds his head down and plucks the contacts from his eyes. Oh,
literally.
I can't say that without being so skeeved.
He pulls the contacts out of this baby's eye, and Logan is like blind without his glasses. This has been established. And
it's only been 24 hours since I was exactly that blind. This is really a lot.
The killer lets him go.
Mm-hmm.
He just lets him run out the back door.
This fool's blind. He's not going to be able to know. He's hypothermic. He's blind. He's I'll find him when he's run himself out.
Now, the worst part is that Logan runs and runs and runs and runs. And it is the next morning when he finally gets to some kind of creek or whatever, and he's trying to get himself some water.
Hydrate.
But the thing is he's been running for a long time because they didn't even get to go to bed before all this occurred, right?
Mm-mm.
He's been running all night. The sun has finally come up, and he is finally like trying to take a deep breath and process what happened, but he's also like frozen because he had water dumped all over him. But he has been
Mhm.
running all night, so, you know,
The exhaustion is settling in.
Right.
You can see the fatigue,
and then we see the boots again.
of course.
The boots occur. Logan freaks out, please don't hurt me, please don't hurt me. And then the scene cuts,
Mhm.
and the next thing you see is a dead Logan
On the side of the creek.
on the side of the creek. And then the next thing you see is a car coming down the street, and it turns onto a road with a sign that says
Open house.
open house.
Don't see the driver.
Never do. He gets conveniently covered by a giant willow tree
Hmm.
as he turns the corner.
Mm.
And then that's the end.
And then the credits rolled.
The credits rolled, and we both went,
I
the fuck just happened?
have so much anger in me about this. On one hand, I'm like, you brilliant motherfuckers, you really made that so spooky, because that's not supernatural. That's just a real thing that could be.
There are open houses all over, all the
Mhm.
time. People selling homes,
Mhm.
and Logan does point out at one point, he's like, don't you think it's a little weird?
Yeah.
Like, open houses are fundamentally weird.
Mhm.
You just let people that you don't know, let other people you don't know walk into your house.
Yeah.
And it's not like the realtors check and make sure your crap didn't get stolen, or like
Yeah.
that everybody who came in left.
Yeah, they're definitely not doing like a full sweep. I don't know. If we have any realtors listening to this, please tell us. Do you do a full sweep of the home?
Yeah.
Because I feel like should be a thing.
I need to know. I need to know. I might actually ask a realtor friend of mine about that
Yeah,
this
because
week.
I have fear now around that.
I'm like, do you check the closets? Do you
Right.
check everything to make sure that
Did
everyone
you
has
check
left
the
the house?
basement? Did you check the attic?
So, yeah, that's our rage analysis of the open house.
Yeah.
Holy
Not
crap.
a lot of jump scares, but a story that was a good slow burn and absolutely filled me with rage.
And by the time we got to the jump scary portion, it was just boom, 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 and we're done.
Truly, the last 7 minutes are just like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
The end.
And then I was like, don't say anything.
Literally.
We are podcasting this
looked
right
at Kat
now.
and took a breath to just let out my rage, and she went, don't say anything, save it for the podcast. So you're welcome. I saved all that rage. I still have some to let out, so we're going to have to watch something else that will jump scare me so that I can scream about it.
I am so unsatisfied by that ending. I am satisfied.
Yeah.
Because
I'm
damn.
so upset about it that I'm actually like, wow, no, that was great.
Yep. Oh.
Like, how dare you leave me wanting, but also, wow, you really left me wanting.
Yeah, that was unexpected. The horror came with the breaking of the fingers and the touching of the eyeballs and the jump scares there at the end, and him stabbing his poor mother.
Yeah. I'm so angry at how good that was. So shitty and good. Like, how are you both?
Oh, I need some tea about it.
Yeah. Always. Oh, what should we watch next? Send us your horror suggestions, personal spooky stories, and of course, tea recommendations to our Instagram @Teapot of Terror, or to our email at teapotofterror25, that's 25, @gmail.com.